Yeah, ready when you are.
Hello everyone. Welcome to an impromptu stream. This is a bit of an odd one. It's a Friday evening, something you guys aren't very used to, but today we're going to be looking at the final FFA Fridays. So FFA Fridays, if you guys don't know, has been happening for the past 3 weeks. There was qualifiers, and then based on if you made it to finals, semifinals, quarters, whatever it was, you got points. And the top 24 for those qualifying points are playing today. So there's going to be a semifinals, and we're going to be casting finals. And I'm the Koopa guy, and I'm joined here today with Ben. You want to say hey?
Hey guys, what's going on? Hope everyone is ready for an exciting evening of free for all. It's going to be an exciting day for sure.
Of course. And in case you guys are wondering which room we're doing, we're going to be looking at room 2 for round 1, and we'll have 2 POVs. It'll be Cynda and Cone. So here's the list of players. The order is just the order that they were seated in, I guess, for like 1 through 24. That's not that big of a deal. Normally when you cast FFAs, you have to look at like significant names. And really, I mean, any of these people could make the next round. I think the only significant names to note to me are players Alejandro Drip King, which is GS Corinth, I believe, and Cone, who are I would argue probably the 3 weakest players in this room, which is saying a lot, because there's a lot of really good players, but who knows, they could still make finals. But
yeah, this is definitely a very stacked room going into it.
Yeah.
We've got all the D1 and 2 mainstays qualifying in this room. Is kind of wild.
Yeah. So even a player who's normally would make, a quarterfinal, like past round 1 in a normal tournament, like Cone and Drip King and that, unfortunately, they have to play against a lot of really good players. And yeah, so I think, do you have any predictions for who's going to make it to round 2? You have any immediate people you think are going to make it to, finals, I guess it would be?
I mean, I'm always going to back Kevo and T-Man to make it through. I think they're really strong players in any format. So seeing those two in the room gives me a lot of drive to see them go through. But I'm also kind of rooting for Alejandro. I see him put up some really big scores in D5, I think he is this season. So I'm kind of hoping to see him get through into finals and kind of put in a showing for the slightly lower divisions.
Yeah. If I were to immediately predict people, I would probably say Maxim, Cynda, Maya, that's Isaiah, Ace, and Canoso are probably the ones that have the highest chance of making it through. And then so that would be, I think, 6. I think I named 5 names, and then there's the 6th slot could be anyone from anyone of Kevo, Royal, Dugo, or Joel. Ale, I find it hard to pin him in terms of, I know he made finals, I think the 2nd week, if I recall. He made finals, and that's how he got into top 24, because I think that's the only week he made finals. I'm not 100% sure on that. I don't know if anyone can correct me in chat. I mean, I hope it's a little more interesting than just the easy predictions, I really do hope it's a little more interesting than just just take the top 6 top players from D1 and that's it.
Yeah, we are kind of lucky in that sense to have such a stacked room.
Mm-hmm.
Even if we predict correctly, that's a wild guess, because any of these 12 players can make it through.
Yeah. And the room should be up, has been up probably for a couple minutes now. We can just take a look maybe to see who's in. So looks like only a couple of people are in now.
Still waiting on a few people before we can get underway.
Exactly. And I guess we could take a look at, just so you guys know what second room looks like. So second room is RT, Chibi, Brandon, Strike, Saya-chan, I believe that's I should know who that is, but I can't right now. Sarata, Lena, Blaze, Pana, Fate, Yoshi Racer, and Louis Miguel. I should know who Saya-chan is. I'm pretty sure they're an Australian player, but I'm currently blanking on.
I think it's Zenith.
Zenith? I thought Zenith was Renai Circulation.
You might be using a different name. I didn't hear Renai get called out.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Oh, Saya-chan is a Mexican player. I think that's Rike. I think it's Rike. Yeah, it's Rike. Okay, Arcadius guy.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go. That's a more. Yeah, okay, that's what Artie put in chat. Thank you. That's his more known name, I guess. But yeah.
So both rooms looking very, very strong going into it.
Yes. I mean, it's immediately 2 semifinals rooms, which is what helps. Like, there's no quarters or even like this one was max 4 rounds per. It was 96 maximum per week for qualifying week. So, a lot once you got to semifinals, you kind of had like any player in the room could realistically make finals. So yeah, and hang on, apologies on my end. I don't, give me a second here. Let's see if it works. I don't see the. Okay. So yeah. I don't know how many people have.
Actually, a lot of times, people come up to me on the street and they say, "Hey."
Yeah, so I think we're missing one person, and looking, I don't know. There's a few me's I don't recognize. I see Royals me, I see Cynda's, I see Ace, I see.
I can't actually, but I can dramatically arrange 7 to 10 layers of.
No, apologies right now. We're facing some technical difficulties here for a bit.
I can do it on my phone right now. Would you like me to do that? And they say, no.
Sit tight. We'll get that solved as quickly as possible. But yeah, there isn't really much going on the stream itself for now. Okay, I see Canoso. I also see GS Corn. I don't know what that me, the blonde me with the yellow me.
Yeah, I don't recognize that one either.
I don't know who that is, but hang on. Oh, Cynda Quill is going to be taking a look at.
So apparently the yellow me is Joel.
Yeah, Joel. So Jorts, that's what that would be. Jorts on the player list.
Yeah.
Oh. And yeah, this is quite unfortunate. I don't know if we'll be able to. Okay, so I'll mute myself. Okay, we should be back. Our apologies for that. Unfortunately, we've been having difficulties with the Discord stream so that we can cast a little better. So that's it. And there are now predictions, apparently. I'm not sure what the prediction's going to be. I'm guessing it's going to be if someone qualifies or not. See who they ask for.
Will Royal make finals? Let's see.
That's an interesting one. He didn't make finals last week. You guys want to use that as a part of your predictions? Because it was top 4 qualified and he got 6th or something.
But he's definitely someone that can pull it out and qualify.
Oh yeah, 100%. I would not put Royal out of it in any situation. Although I don't know. Royal could not confirm that, but I feel like sometimes he just plays an FFA and then just chokes. Like he'll get like round 2.
FFA and choke.
Like he'll be a round 2 of like a 500 person FFA, which means normally he would make like at least like round 3, and then he just doesn't qualify, which is very funny to happen. Well, funny more of like a way instead of haha. But anyway, RWS coming out for Cynda. Would probably just reverse. I'm surprised he didn't just pick RMP. That tends to be what he likes.
Yeah, that's his more known runner. But it's going to be interesting to see some of the track picks, and it looks like we've only got 11 in this room as well, so there will be a CPU player.
Yeah, which is not fun for the room because
adds a little bit more RNG to the equation.
Yeah.
Their item usage not really being up to par with that of this high caliber room. But...
yeah, although, funny story, this is Dolphin Shoals. So obviously MK8 for the Wii U was the game we used to play, and this was like one of the tracks his CPUs were the best on. And somewhere out there's a picture of a team called Champy Brothers getting a top 2, 4, 7, 8, 9 on Dolphin Shoals, and the 4th place was a CPU. And this would have been... so I remember I've seen that screenshot before. Someone would have to dig it up if anyone remembers what I'm talking about. So that was pretty funny. We actually see Dry Bones there. He's kind of keeping up with the pack right now.
He's staying up there.
Yeah.
But Dolphin Shoals, not the worst track to fall slightly behind on with that big bill extension.
Yeah. And apparently the missing...
unfortunate.
Yeah, apparently the missing person is Dugo, by the way. That is what Rookie put in chat, so that's quite unfortunate. And Cynda's going to get redded there without any item because Ace T-Man has triple reds behind him. So we probably are going to see Cynda opting to bag because it is Dolphin Shoals. Yeah, he's going to immediately start bagging.
We do see him stop it. Try and get those power items. Maybe try and get a Bill.
Yeah, Bill would be most ideal, especially on Dolphin Shoals, because as you mentioned, there's that Bill strat, which is really good on this. There's actually 2, which is kind of crazy. I don't think there's any track in the game that has 2, and that's a interesting shock.
The shock coming out.
Yeah, and no one dodged, which is interesting as well. Surprised me.
I have to wonder whether that was from that Dry Bones or whether it was a player shock.
Yeah, I think it was Maya's shock, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But Cynda's here in last, and this is a really bad spot for Cynda because he has to bag at this set or else he has no hope of catching up. Or he just has to pray, and he doesn't get the bill. So
he doesn't get the bill or the golden that could also help him catch up a substantial amount.
Yeah, so he just has to hope and pray that he somehow gets a bill at this set here and is able to take the eel bill cut. And that's not going to happen because he's way too close to the pack, so Cynda's probably going to get a bottom spot here. Will we see the motion glider come out, or will Cynda opt to just do the normal stuff?
Ooh,
he
the
does
late
get the
bill. This is going to gain him some positions.
Yeah, and that carries him all the way up to 7th, so an okay race out of a really terrible situation.
Yeah, able to salvage 7th from that is a really good result, seeing as how poorly the first 2 laps went for Cynda there.
Mm-hmm. And Cone able to get first, which is really good for him, because Cone, as I mentioned, is one of the weaker players in the room, so if he's able to capitalize on getting some really good some really good early tracks to hopefully like kind of coast his way to a top 6 finish. That'd be really good. And so yeah,
And this
right
time we
now,
see Cone choosing RWS.
yeah, and it actually picks him too. So hopefully for Cone, this all goes well. I think if Cone's able to keep first on once he those 4 ramps, you know those ones I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Once he gets there, if he's still in first, he should be good for the rest of the race. At least, barring a blue and double reds, but...
Oh, but he doesn't get an optimal start there.
Yeah, and immediately starts getting bumped, trails someone out, and now he's in 4th, so... Yeah, not getting the startup boost kind of really bad for him, and we'll see what he opts to do. I mean, the thing about RWS is even if you do, like, generally lounge or FFAs, like, you run until you get hit and then you start bagging. But unfortunately, the thing about RWS is bagging, it just isn't that good, so you kind of have to make your decision really quickly if you're going to bag or if you're just going to run, and Cone seems to be playing it in the middle here, which might spell disaster, so... We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, and this single shroom fireflower, not the best item combination I've ever seen. But let's see if he's able to do some work with it.
His fire is gonna hit some people out, but he's not using it, which is interesting. I don't know why he hasn't used it. He ought to use it on this section here. Hits
It's
3
a few people with it.
Yeah.
And we do see the blue come out.
Yeah, and he has a ghost after shrooms, which is really good, although he's using his shrooms a little quickly there. I'm not a huge fan of that. I would have liked for him to have kept at least one other shroom here so he'd have his ghost behind another shroom. And obviously he can't get it stolen because he has the ghost, but this ghost in 3rd is really, really good.
But that boomerang.
Yeah, he's going to steal first item. At least it was a banana, not a coin. Oh,
good snap on Royal there.
Royal getting dunked on by a ghost he couldn't see. This is a really good chain. Oh, that sucks. Yeah. Dang. That's unfortunate. Not able to get his boomerang out, and now he's just chilling with a boomerang in a bottom 4 spot. This is
a really difficult situation for Cone.
Yeah.
He does avoid that piranha.
Somehow. And now he has to shroom and avoid Canoso. Canoso's going slower because he's in a star. Yeah, unfortunately shrooms into him. Now he just has to use these greens to hopefully gain a spot or maintain a spot, and he just gets 9th. Unfortunate. And Cynda, obviously, as we see, Cynda actually got a better race off of that, getting into 2nd, and that's a 3-way tie for 1st with 19 points. Pretty interesting. And here's the back half of Cynda's race here, finishing in 2nd. Unfortunately, there is a huge delay difference between the track. Actually, not anymore. Never mind. We just immediately jump like 60 seconds. So, yeah, of course, Cynda's stream had a minor delay until we refreshed, but good. We'll see what Colin opts for here. Mario Kart Stadium. Interesting pick.
I do find the track picks quite interesting in free-for-all because we see players go for more of their personal preference rather than doing the more team plays of going for the runners when they have top spots. So we might be able to see some of the more unique tracks in the game.
Yeah, or we could just see DEA and TM and MKS and DP3 and Ice, like just the typical tracks you always play in lounge. And I think there's something to be said about the lounge tracks. Like, I like to call them lounge tracks because they're tracks that you can either run or bag, and it's not that detrimental either way. Like, MKS is what I would classify as a lounge track, because you can run MKS. But you can also bag it and catch back up. Like, you can play to your position that you're in, which is what's good for lounge tracks where you're not playing starting in 1st, for example. You don't want to, like, yeah, you might really like RMP, but if you're starting in 11th, I mean, you're probably not gonna get very far because, everyone else is ahead of you is gonna try and run, and, you can't really play to your advantage necessarily there. But, anyway.
Yeah, we do see Cone back here in 5th, chaining his shroom there. We'll see what he gets. Oh, red shroom's an interesting chain. Not opting to take any form of glider cut as well. So we'll see him try and stay sort of in the upper mid pack maybe. and then catch up late on lap 3. We'll see how this pans out for him.
Okay, I'm not 100% sure what Cone was going for there. That was odd. So Royal had those greens, and Cone was doing the thing that Scoothies do, where they do the empties after the Nisk, and I'm not 100% sure why he was going for that in the first place, but then he just decided to swerve into Royal's line, even though he was perfectly fine avoiding it. It was an interesting choice, but now he's in 10th, and this is actually not that bad of a position, honestly, on MKS, because he gets this chain here, he should get a star. If he gets a bill, he wins, but no, it's a star. So ideally, he chains one shroom into this set, holds this star for as long as he can. Yeah. Oh, 8th place box.
Yeah.
Oh, no. No. Oh, no box.
I'm missing the chain.
Oh, this is brutal.
Tough race for Cone here.
I'm gonna get 9th there. That is really unfortunate.
You see Cynda getting 10th as well, so not a great race for both our POVs.
Both our POVs just not doing well, and I don't know. I think Cone is gonna. Oh, what's unfortunate there is he used his star a bit too quickly. Like, I think if Cone had seen that he had fire after his star, he would have held his star into last set instead. Like, he would have used his star last set so that he could at least take the cut. But unfortunately, he used his star early, banking on getting triple shrooms, and that just didn't happen. So that's the result. You know, if you just have fire on MKS, you can't do anything. You can't take glider. You can't take cut. Like, you're just done. But Ice Outpost coming out for Cynda here, so we switch to Cynda's POV. He just got 10th, going for Ice, which is interesting. I don't know, maybe Cynda knows something that I don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't be considering Ice to be an archetypal bagger, but
yeah. Well,
if it works for Cynda, then who am I to judge?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, you shouldn't really pick bagging tracks in FFAs. In general, there's no real use in picking like Cheeseland if you're starting in last, because it's the same if you're starting in 5th or you're starting in last for Cheeseland. Like, it's like, oh, do I run? Do I bag? But tracks like DEA are a little better because you can actually bag on them because people will actually run them because you can run these tracks. And shout out to Artie, who's actually playing in the other room right now. But he always says that this is the best running track in the game, so we'll see if this holds true for anyone in the room. Cynda going to be running, obviously, he's got the shroom first set. And clean strats should be keeping in second. Unfortunately, Maxim's ahead of him, but should be fine. And should be set for the rest of the race as long as he doesn't get hit, which, lol, funny, but still. Lots of people took cut this bomb. That red almost hit him, but he's chilling.
Bomb not connecting.
Yeah.
Do you see the shroom here from Cynda? Could be interesting to see if he takes the cut or whether he's happy being in the kind of upper mid pack. He does cut. Yeah. He gets punished for it.
That's unfortunate. So Cynda there, if you guys didn't see, went wide, and it was because someone had a shroom, but he didn't know what he had after, and he actually had a green. But the person who had the green immediately trailed, but got trailed by someone else and then trailed Cynda. So now Cynda's chilling with a horn in 9th. Gets an 8th place box. At least he gets shrooms. We see our other POV right ahead of him, Cone, with triple greens in 8th. Backstabbing them all, missing. Now Cynda has this fire that he has half used. Cynda needs to get into 7th or 9th here at this set, because otherwise he just won't get the star. Will Cynda get the star here? If he does, he wins. Single shroom. So unfortunately, Cynda's in an okay spot here. I think he changed this shroom into this set, and then just fingers crossed everyone dies on the line while he doesn't. Unfortunately, he gets boomerang there, but that's okay. He's able to immediately shroom up. Gets 5th.
Gets 5th. Not a bad result.
Yeah. Decent result. And after one Grand Prix, Kevo, the guy that you mentioned, is in first with 45, so he's doing really well.
Contrary to that, the guy we both mentioned on getting through, Ace T-Man, struggling a bit so far in this room, down in 11th place.
Yeah, and What's funny though, what's funny about Ace though is that he's kind of good at at coming back very early. He like I remember last week semifinals room he was in it, and he was in like 7th overall after 2 GPs, and then he finished the room MVP. I'm pretty sure. So Ace is just an anomaly, and he can come back at it from any real deficit, I think. But anyway. Cloud Top Cruise.
Yep.
Top Cruise. My bad, I missed that. Cloud Top Cruise is an interesting pick. For Lounge, because I don't think that was someone who got first or even a top spot that picked it. So odd choice, but we'll see.
You normally only pick Cloud Top Cruise when you're at least top 2.
Mm-hmm.
So seeing someone pick it from the mid is an interesting choice for sure.
And I'm trying to see what's going on here. Cone with this red in a decently high spot. This is okay for him because it's protection, and he's in a top spot on Cloud Top, which is really good going into this section here, especially. We'll see if he opts to throw this red, or he might just hold it into the set to play it safe. He does actually hold the red, and now's chilling in 3rd with a boomerang after his red too. So he's actually in a really good spot here, even possibly able to get first. And there we see our guy who's going to be on a comeback here, Ace T-Man, in 1st running on Shy Guy. Cone should probably chain his red up here. He doesn't. That's interesting. So Cone is going to play it extremely safe, either banking on a blue shell, or just saying he wants to keep his boomerang so he's not going to expose it by throwing his red, which I can respect. I can respect that, honestly.
Yeah, 2nd is a very powerful spot in free-for-alls. You see, you're not in danger of the blue shell, but you're still in a very high spot, so if it doesn't come, you're still getting a lot of points from it.
Yeah. The one risk of staying in 3rd is that you can get kind of, or 2nd rather, you can get clapped by 3rd, because 3rd has much higher chances of getting, triple reds and stuff. But Cone has a boomerang after this red, so really it shouldn't be a matter. And here's our other POV, just right behind Cone. See if Cynda can get anything hit him out, and this fast green, perhaps? But otherwise, I really don't think Cynda can do anything, and otherwise, Cynda really shouldn't use this fast green anyway, because that's his only item after a shroom, so Cone's gonna get first. That was an interesting backspam from Cone there, hitting Joel, who was behind Cynda, and Cone should be able to keep 2nd here. Yeah, because... Oh, what?
Cone goes around the cut, predicting it back from T-Man, I think.
Yeah, that's odd, I'll be honest, because I don't know if it was worth the risk, because he almost got himself horned by Cynda there, because once he started going wide, like if Cynda had horned there, that I think would have hit him.
Yeah, almost a decision that spelled disaster for Cone, but he gets away with it and still comes out of the race with 10 points.
Yeah, well, he gets 3rd, so whatever. Yeah, so you're right. Yeah, it was fine, but I feel like he could have... Obviously, Cone, looking back, was probably thought, well, I could have thrown my red and tried to boomerang Ace there because there was no blue. And he just didn't do anything. So Tulip MKA in chat, which is Cone, by the way, says I was slow in reference to what he did. So we'll see. Not 100% sure what he meant by that. I think my situation that I did say where Cynda had the horn, he was scared for getting horned there. But Ice Outpost coming up. So interesting pick. See how Cynda does. He picked this for 2nd, so why are you in chat? Yeah, Cone, focus on your FFA. Quit talking in NKC chat. Mauled in your own chat, okay? you don't need to bring that over here. But I'm kidding. But anyway, so Cynda immediately got trailed there. So he should bag. or not. Maybe he's just gonna say, you know what, I can outrun this room on ice, and with a no big deal. It doesn't really matter. And this is Cynda's. Yeah, okay. I thought I'd maybe confused POVs. Getting a chain in 8th, not the best spot to get a chain in, but he got triple greens then shroom, so he's actually chilling. It's not like he got like fire or something, which is not what you want in an FFA situation anyway. He should probably just gonna hold this for as long as he can, just so that he has this protection, and this should be able to bring this all the way up to a top spot without much issue. The blue shell coming out, it was actually Cone in first. I've been getting blued, so Ace T-Man able to get back into first, but Cone's still in second here with a bomb, which is really good. And he actually has a decent lead on third, I think, too, so he might be able to do some damage with this bomb. Perhaps. And, yeah, so... unfortunately... Hang on, give me a second. I can do some magic here. So I'm back here. So apologies for that. Cone is sitting on lap 3, still in second with a shroom and a banana. And it looks like he's going to be able to keep second here. So Cone with 2 good races chained back to back. Trying to see here. 2 good races back to back. Able to get into a high spot. So now Cone and Cynda, both our POVs, are actually qualifying. And Ace T-Man, who was in 11th only a few races ago, is now in 6th and actually looking to qualify. So... and Cone going for DP3 for second, which is an interesting choice, I'll be honest.
DP3, another one of those lounge tracks that you mentioned, able to be played from the back or front.
Yeah, exactly. I actually really like DP3. That's a controversial opinion. A lot of people really don't like it, but I think it's fun. I actually do like it.
I'm on board with you on this one. I really rate the track.
Yeah, it's an enjoyable experience. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but to be fair, those are the tracks I play the best on. So I think they cater to my play style of running on luck tracks is the way I like to play. Like if Cheeseland gets picked in lounge, I run it no matter what, or desert, like I don't care, I'll run. And it works out 50% of the time, about the same rate as bagging does. So who cares, right? What happens. So Wario's Goldmine coming out, though, which is an interesting pick. Cone, unfortunately, burning out there. But shouldn't be too big of a deal. A lot of drafting possible. So
a lot of drafting possibilities, but not too many shortcuts for him. So he's going to have to really maximize the draft potential to get back into a top spot this race. And
did his shroom get stolen, or did he shroom up? I didn't see that.
I believe he shroomed up, but an interesting play.
Yeah. Anyway,
do you see him in 6th with shrooms?
Yeah. This is an okay position to be in, as long as he's able to get... Okay, I wouldn't have chained both shrooms there, but... Alright, his boomerang is going to do some damage, able to... I believe that was Alejandro behind him there. Plant Ale off, now in 5th. Attempt to get some boomerang throws off. He has his last throw here, which could do a lot of damage. But unfortunately, Cynda goes wide specifically to hit him, which is an interesting choice. Multiple boomerangs in the room at the same time. This is really scary for Cone here. Sandwiched between 2 of them and didn't get hit, so props to that. And pulls a boomerang of his own again. What is going on? Good God.
So maybe it's not gold that Wario is mining here. Maybe it's boomerangs.
True. No need to get just get boomerangs. Kind of odd. He's actually in a pretty good spot here because he's triple shrooms after this boomerang, so even if he blocks something... Ooh, okay. Alright.
Risky back there, but it... Oh, the horn.
That's so... I don't know what happened to Isaiah. Isaiah did the tier D move of just spamming your horn when you get hit, and that just completely ruined Cone there. Really unfortunate. And a shock coming out.
Surely that was from that dry bones back there. No one else really far enough back to pull the shock.
Yeah, no one dodged as well, so yeah, whoever got chained into boxes is in the best position to win the race, and we see Joel coming up, because I do believe he got chained into it. Oh! Joel getting the gauntlet and completely ruining Cynda's race, and Cynda's going to get 8th or 9th here, depending on if he's able to squeeze out past Royal, and he did squeeze out past Royal. We'll see how Cone did. Cone got 2nd! Cone's actually been doing extremely well now. Now he's in 2nd overall. Wow. Not bad. And yeah, that was a bot shock, as Gally put in chat. No way it was anyone else, because everyone else was way too close. So if someone got shock at that distance, I'd have their Switch checked out to see if they have any like codes and stuff. Sounds ridiculous.
Yeah, if that was a player shock, it would have had to be in a min-distance pull, and that's like a 1% chance of pulling it.
Yeah. It's like something crazy like that, and no one dodged too, which is what was even crazier. But Joel obviously was the biggest beneficiary. And Grumble coming up for Cynda. DP3 again for Cone. Seems like Cone likes it for 2nd, because he's picked it again, so see if it works out for him.
I know that in this room, GS Corinth is also a big fan of donut planes. And we do see it get picked, so we'll see how this pans out for Cone.
Yeah. We'll see what he does. I'm assuming he's going to opt to run, because otherwise I don't know why he'd pick this for 2nd. Because if you're going to pick it in 2nd, you run, right? Like, that's my thought process anyway. See what he does, though. And he burns out. That's, guess he bags now, yeah. His strategy, burn out in 2nd and bag.
This might be the 2000 IQ play.
True. Not going for coins is such a weird decision. Considering the position he's in, he has none. In 6th now. A star in 6th! Okay, Cone. Cone's in a really, really good position. He's using his shrooms a little too quickly for my taste, though. I would definitely not be using this many. Because now he has his stars, like, okay, his shrooms got stolen. So now he opts to go around for the coins.
Now the coins on lap 2.
Yeah. He's doing, like, making the correct decisions, but, like, in the wrong order, almost. If that makes any sense. Like, he's 2 bills in top 6. What is going on in this room? What? How did 2 different people get bills up in top 6? This ghost could be really good for him.
This could be huge. People do like to chain shocks into that first set on lap 3.
Yeah, unfortunately gets banana and doesn't chain it, so now he just has a golden in 5th for some reason. Oh, there was a shock. My bad. He did dodge the shock. So this is first for Cone, and wow. Well, I mean, he did what he had to do.
And maybe burning out is the strat.
Yeah, maybe it is. Just bagging immediately. And getting first there, so Cone is actually really, really well set to qualify. I believe that was race 8. So he's on 78, which means he only needs 22 points for 100. So he's chilling.
Yeah, Cone and Kev are really putting in the work on this room. First and second by 10 points, 10-point buffer at the 3rd.
Yeah. Anyway. So, so here we are. Cynda, this is race 9. Right? Yes. Okay. Race 9. Goldmine again? What? What is going on? I'm assuming that was a random. I missed it. Sorry, I was distracted by something, but I'm assuming this is a random because I'd be very, very shocked if this was someone genuinely picking gold mine again. So we'll see if Cynda is able to replicate his performance on last gold mine, but this time without the shock and without getting bombed by Joel. Otherwise, Cone is going to want to replicate it again, even with the shock, because he got second out of it. So see how he does. Cynda barely getting a chain there, gets a horn. There's a red behind him. He's going to have to watch out for that. Royal a bit quick on that. I guess just to make sure Cynda uses the horn so he doesn't stop horn, which is the move that some people like to do because they think it's funny. Fire in third for Kevo. That's going to do a lot of damage. He's able to sneak into first, although he only has a green, which means Cynda is... Never mind, Kevo trailed Cynda. I was going to say Cynda should be able to hit him out and get into first, but guess not.
Yeah, without that trail, we would have seen Cynda in a very powerful position with the double reds in second. Unfortunately for him, we see him now back in fifth.
Yeah, triple greens behind him from Maxim, so he's going to really have to watch out for that. Throws one forward onto, I believe that's Alejandro ahead of him. Gets a boomerang after this red, which is quite good. Although getting fired can't really do much against that, so hits Ace there, doesn't hit Joel. Joel had a star. See what he gets at the set. 4 trips, that's okay. He's using these very quickly. That was interesting.
Maybe he knows something's behind him that we haven't seen yet and just wanted to get away.
Possibly. Very possible. Shroom Plant is also an interesting chant. Yeah, just use your plant here. He's going to get redded in his plant, which is kind of toxic. But Royal not able to sneak. I thought Royal was able to sneak past that. Oh, triple reds.
Red's coming out here from Cynda.
Maybe. Be able to red Maxim there. He's goldening up. Just being a little bit of toxic. What does he get after the triple shrooms? That was a really good ghost too. Able to just immediately start shrooming and get fourth. Wow. Good race for Cynda there. See how Cone did. Our other POV. Cone getting last. Drybones getting 10th. Drybones beat 2 different players there on the line. That was brutal. Don't know what happened to Cone there. See. Grumble and see what Cone picks. I haven't seen him pick anything yet. Excuse me.
Interesting that we see someone picking N64 Rainbow Road. One of the more interesting tracks in the game.
I mean, it's a banger. It's a weird track because it's very much like it's drafting until like the end of section 1, and then it's a running track. Because obviously, I mean, there's no shortcuts. That's how the track is designed. So I kind of wish that N64 Rainbow was 2 laps on MK8 instead of just 1. Like 1 feels really short. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I feel like they shortened the track from the original, which is
did.
probably a wise decision, but probably almost a bit too much.
Yeah, 100%. They definitely shortened it from the N64, but no matter, we're not playing that. We're playing Toad Harbor instead, which I believe is based on, maybe based on San Francisco. I don't know. I'm kind of talking nonsense right now. So I think there's there's a Statue of Liberty right there. What am I saying? Or the fake one. Anyway. No matter. Cone not getting a really good start here in 9th, and I think he should probably opt to start backing because I really don't think he's going to catch up in the position he's currently in. Riding the wall?
Ooh, riding the wall does pay off if you do get that guaranteed double box, like Cynda just got. But tricking off it. Not sure if that was a driving error or intentional from Cone. Yet to be determined.
Yeah, who knows, but Cynda's in an okay spot right now with this red, but he's in 4th, which is not a very secure position to be in, especially because he's just going to get, like, single shells, yeah, because he's very close to first. Oh, two sets of fireballs attacking each other. That Cynda says, I'm not going to be part of that. I'm going to go down on this bottom path so I don't have to worry about it now. And Ace able to sneak on by as well. So Ace in first and Cynda here in second. Can't see who's behind us. Maxim. Ooh,
Gets the back on Maxim.
that did hit. Oh, this is a really good chain for Cynda, because he'll be able to red Ace out normally. Never mind, Maxim's gonna star up in third, I guess. What? Okay. Cynda's still in a good spot here, able to send a red forward. I mean, he's just kind of playing it safe. You know, he's chaining his items. He's not passing anyone. He's getting passed sometimes, but not really gonna lose too much. Oh, not
that red.
Yeah. Ended his career there. Now Cone's chilling in third with a single green. This should be a top 6 spot at least for Cone, guaranteed, because I really don't see him losing too many spots on the line here. No shroom, which means he won't gain any positions. Using that green there was a little risky, but it doesn't seem like it matters. He's able to get fourth. So. And Cynda's career unfortunately got ended, so he gets 10th. Yeah, Cone's been playing extremely well. Cone's on 88 now, which puts him in third, tied for third. Cynda's barely qualifying. I didn't catch, unfortunately, by how much he's qualifying right now. What's his
He's
lead
qualifying by
on
a single point at the moment, but I didn't notice who was in 7th behind him.
Okay. Yeah.
But he's definitely in a fight to qualify.
Yeah. So he really needs to get some really good races here. Like, that 10th probably really ruined him, because if he had gotten, like, a top 4 spot there, it probably would be set to qualify no matter what. But he's not right now, so... Picking Grumble is an interesting choice. Kind of surprised. And why are 2 different people picking Trainbow now? It's... That's Maya, that's Isaiah, and Royal, I believe, picking it. I think they're probably picking it because it's one of the shortest tracks in the game that isn't Baby Park. So, we're on RMP instead. So.
Royal did disconnect on that last race, so we...
Ooh.
Not too sure on what his points are going to be at the moment. Whether he's also in that qualifying fight with Cynda.
I think... If I recall correctly, he is, but he's one of the further ones behind. Like, I think he's like 10 or so points behind Cynda, rather than only 1 or 2, which is really significant in FFA, because a 10-point difference is like 4th and last, so at least like not even, that's like 8 points, but anyway. Cynda with this shroom, this is Cynda. Then with the shroom, not really good, probably gonna get trailed. I'm surprised he didn't get trailed there by Ace. He doesn't get an item after this, he's kind of in a bad spot, but he does get a box. Gonna have to use... What?
Still holding this shroom.
Yeah. Where'd that red go? There was a red going for him that just disappeared. What is... Oh, there's a blue. Okay,
We see the blue go out.
And he gets green for it. Anyway. Launching this bomb forward, maybe hit Maxim. Maxim takes cut instead, so that bomb hits no one. Cynda with the same set he had last lap, but this time the shroom's behind the red instead. Not... Ooh. I wasn't a huge fan of him chaining his shroom there. That bomb from Alejandro is going to be something to watch out for. He's trailing it too, so yeah. Lord knows what could happen there because of lag, and there you see Cynda getting owned. This a star after green is...
sick.
What a weird chain. Immediately uses star a little earlier. I probably would have held my my star a little longer.
I probably would have changed it into the set.
Yeah.
But he gets another one, so he's all good.
Yeah. Fortunately, triple greens is not the best chain. I don't think getting rid of Joel's reds there is the play. Actually, like, letting Joel red people ahead of you is probably the play. Okay, thank God that green didn't hit, because he would have gotten completely wrecked. Joel getting a really weird super bounce, I guess, and
Fourth for Cynda.
yeah, 4th for Cynda. I think Joel was the one, that was 1 point behind. Now Cynda is still in 6th, but only by 1 point over Joel, and I think someone is in 7th by only 4 behind, so Cynda really, really needs a really good race, and I believe Cone has guaranteed qualified, maybe? I didn't see what Cone was on. Let me take a peek there, because I'd have to... So give me a second, let me look back at that, because that would indicate a... we'll see if Cone's guaranteed in finals, which means he proved me wrong. I did mention that he was one of the weaker players in room, but obviously he's done a little better. So Cone, okay, let me get this. Going into last race, Cone is on 90 points. So Cone is 12 ahead of 6th and 14 ahead of 7th. So the only way Cone doesn't qualify is if Joel gets first. Joel gets first. Cynda gets second. And, Cone gets last? Hang on, 91? No, that'd be tie 6th. He can tie for 6th, I think, at worst, or something. And that's either with Cynda or Joel, because the other, I think, actually... Yeah,
I think
so...
Cone might be guaranteed
Yeah.
through at this point.
Yeah, the worst he can do is tie 6th. Literally, that's the worst he can do. He gets last. Cynda, he either gets 6th alone or ties for 6th with Joel. So Cone's actually already through. Ace as well is pretty much through. 5th is on 88, whereas 6th is on 78. So it's really just a game here between Cynda, Joel, and Maya. Those are the ones that are close together. As we're 1 lap into Toad Thwomp Runes, as I figure that one out. So, yeah. Anyway. So you see Cone going on the wall here. Not going to be able to avoid that red, but gets the guaranteed double box, so it's all worth it.
That's a good chain for 4th place. The triple shrooms, triple nanas. Not so certain about getting rid of the shrooms straight away.
Yeah,
Interesting decision. But
yeah,
it's one that he's been doing all event, and it's got him through thus far.
Yeah. What is going on? Cynda with this shroom and then a boomerang, which is such a good chain. This is really good. And Cynda actually has his qualifying condition right in front of him. He has to beat Joel, and Joel is chilling there in 2nd. So if Joel gets first, Cynda, I think, auto loses because Joel is 2 points behind, so that would put him a point ahead. But now Joel is nowhere to be seen, so Cynda...
And no, so hitting that bomb snap on Cynda.
Yeah, absolutely dunking on him, and it should be fine, though. I think Cynda does qualify anyway. It's really just a matter of what points Royal was on, but I don't believe Royal was actually anywhere near qualifying anyway. I'd have to see results. So Cynda is through. I really don't think he doesn't get through here. Yeah, and Royal's on Rosa, so yeah, I don't think Royal qualified either. So I think your top 6 is what you guys just saw on screen. So I think...
So have Kenoso, Kevo, Maxim, Ace Teamman, Cone, and Cynda going through from this room.
Yeah. Bit of an upset on Isaiah and Royal not qualifying. But, whatever. Cone played well, I think, in the first 2 GPs. Obviously, his last GP was a lot weaker because he was on 78, and I think it finished on, low 90s, so he didn't even score 20. So, which is really bad, but it's fine, whatever gets you qualified. And I think we'll be taking a break for a second here, waiting on round for the finals, waiting on the other room to finish as well, and those results get posted. So actually, results were posted, so I will say that right now. The qualifying people are Articuno, Chibi, Brandon, Strike, Rique, and Louis Miguel. So those are your people in the finals, along with the ones we just saw. So yeah, I think we'll take a break. I don't know if they'll start immediately, but we'll see. I have nothing else to add.
I'm all good.
Yeah. So I think we'll take a bit of a break and wait for rooms to get opened and posted.